Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to discuss about the Microsoft Teams Admin Center, and today's particular lecture would all about adding teams and the channels with the help of Microsoft Teams Admin Center. So let me log in first on the Microsoft Teams Admin Center. So that would be from admin.teams.microsoft.com. That would be your Microsoft Teams Admin Center. So I'm just using my credentials to log in on this Microsoft Teams Admin Center. So first I'll give you like a little overview about the Microsoft Teams Admin Center. Then I will let you know about the things, how we can add the teams with the help of this Teams Admin Center, then how we can add the channels, and in the maybe in the upcoming lecture, I'll discuss about how we can add the teams and channels with the help of the PowerShell module. Right. So in the previous lecture, I have discussed about how you can add the teams and channels with the help of Microsoft Teams client on your desktop or on your laptop. But in this today's particular lecture, I'm going to discuss about this Teams Admin Center and the teams and the channels here. So as of now, you can see this is our Microsoft Teams Admin Center here. On the left side, you can see all the things like this is your particular dashboard where you can check the release notes from the Microsoft or if there is any announcement, you can just check it out here, right? And if you want any like troubleshooting self-help desk diagnostics, you can like check it here. If it is related to the voice, then you can see auto attendant, voicemail, call forwarding, direct routing, everything is there. If you click on this meetings, you can see all these things related to the meetings, authentication, files, and presence. So this is just your dashboard. Even you can edit this dashboard as well. If you want this deployment task status should be on the first on the left side, then you can do that also. So this is your dashboard. You can edit it in your own way. Then you have this teams and users. So if I expand this teams here, you can see your teams, team settings, policies, teams upgrade settings, everything is there for under this teams. And if you talk about the users, that will be under this one. So under the manage user, you will be able to see all the users who are in your organization. Guest access, you can see where you have provided the guest access to outside your organization's users. And you have external access as well. Here you can uh, uh, allow and block the domains as well, right? Then we have this Teams devices. So Teams devices, it contains Teams rooms on Windows, Teams rooms on Android, Surface Hub panels for displays and this. So Teams device, that means if we are talking about Microsoft Teams rooms here, that is a video collaboration from the Microsoft, right? So just like we have a Cisco video things like Cisco video rooms provided by Cisco, now we have a Microsoft Teams rooms solution which is being provided by Microsoft. So Microsoft has different vendors around the world, so they have collaborated with them. They can provide the equipments and Microsoft can like configure it all on Windows. Everything is on Windows, so you can configure it. You can add the image of MTR there on your devices, and as soon as you add those devices, then it will show it up here on the Teams rooms on Windows. If that is on Android, it will show it up here, and if you have a Surface apps, that will show it up here. That is a part of Teams devices. Then we have this one, Teams apps, meetings, messaging. These are, we have policies for that. Audio conference, meeting policies, customization, meeting settings, live event settings. We will discuss about all these things one by one. I'm gonna discuss about everything on this Microsoft Teams Admin Center in my upcoming lectures. Okay, so this is just an overview. Then we have this messaging, we have the messaging policies here. Voice, it contains everything related to the voice. That is direct routing, Microsoft calling plans, operator connect, it contains everything. Here you can see phone numbers, operator connect, direct routing, calling policies, call hold, call park, caller ID, and we have dial plans, voicemail, voice routing. So everything which is related to the voice would be a part of this voice section, right? Then we have this enhanced encryption policy packages, like it contains all the policies. Planning, it contains the team's advisor and the network planner, if you have this, like how many users you have, how much bandwidth you need it, you can plan it here. You can even check it here, and it will let you know like how much bandwidth is required for how many users. That is under the network planner. Then you have this analytics and reports. Under this analytics and reports, you can see this usage reports. Like if you want to see the PSTN usage, if you want to see the app usage, so all the usage reports would be here. Reporting labels and the call quality dashboard, that is something else. So call quality dashboard, you can see it for different areas. You can even build a dashboard under this call quality dashboard, right? Then we have this notification alert. Some rules are here, right, under the notification and alerts, right? So this is just an overview about this Microsoft Teams Admin Center. You can even just like collapse this one as well. So now we are going to discuss about the teams, how we can add the teams under this Teams Admin Center, how we can add the channels with the help of this Teams Admin Center. So let's start it. So for that, you need to go to this Teams section, expand it, and you can click here that which it says Manage Teams, right? So I'm gonna click on this Manage Teams, and here you can see I have added this team when I was discussing about my first lecture. In my first lecture, I discussed about introduction to Microsoft Teams, and I have added this team with the help of Microsoft Teams client on the desktop, right? And now I'm gonna add the teams with the help of this Teams Admin Center. For that, what you need to do, you need to click on this add, because we are under manage teams, so it will add a team here. So let me click on add. Here you can see it says add a name for your team, right? So you can add any name of your team. Let's say I'm gonna add, just say test team, nothing else, right? This is the name of my new team, and I can add the description. It says add a description, so you know why it was created. This is actually an optional. If you want to put some description, then you can. If you want to leave it as same, then you can leave it as blank, right? Now it is asking for the team owners here. That's what it says, search by display or a username. But as of now, by default, it is coming this as an owner, that is DemoLab, because this he is the one who is creating this team, so that person would automatically be a owner. But if you want to make others as well as owners, then you can just search it here. You can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 owners as well in one team, right? Then it says privacy, like which team you wanted to create, either private team you wanted to create it, or you want to create a public team. Public team, that means anyone can join. Private team, then you can add your channels and then you can add the team members, right? That is your private team. So let me click private team and apply. So once I apply, it will add this team and then it will ask to add the channels as well. That is what it was asking whenever we were creating this team with the help of Microsoft Teams client on your desktop or on your laptop, right? So as soon as it creates a new team, then we will create the channel. So channels, I believe I discussed about all the channels earlier as well. So we have standard channels, we have private channels, we have shared channels, what we can add, right? So now here you can see my test team, which I just added is here. Let me open this team. Then it was saying standard channels as one. Why? Because this first channel, which is a general, it would be there. Here you can see members, all members would show up here. This is the one which is already showing up because he is the owner. And if I click on this channels, then you can see this general channel is created by default because it is automatic. It is automatically, it will create it, right? Now I wanted to add new channels. My new channels, it can be like a standard one, it can be a private one, it can be a shared one, right? So let me click on add and I can give the name of my channel. That is what it says, add a name for your channel, description and the type, right? So I can see it up here. It says the add a name for your channel. So here I am gonna give sales team, right? Sales team members, let's say. Then it says a description I can add if it is mandatory, but here it is optional. It depends on you whether you wanted to add it or not. Then we have the next thing, that is type. We have three types: standard, private, and shared. Standard says accessible to everyone in the team, right? Everyone in the team. That means if you have added 15, 20, or maybe 50 guys in your team, that is test team which I created, everyone would be having access to this particular standard channel. Private, it is accessible only to a group of people within the team. So private means, let's say you have 50 members in your test team, but in this private channel, you need to add, like let's say you wanted to add just 10 guys from your whole team. They are a part of sales team. So you can add it under this private. Then you have shared, it says accessible to a group of people within and or outside your organization who are given access. That is your shared. So let's say as of now, I'm gonna add the sales team as a standard team. Let's say first I'm gonna add the standard team. So I'm gonna click apply. So all the users who are a part of this test team would automatically gets added to this sales team members. You wanted to see, I can click on this one, sales team members, then it will show that demo lab which I created earlier. This is the name of the person who created the lab. So it is showing up this sales team members, right? So this is the one. Now let's say I want, or I can do one thing. Let me add, let's say 4 or 5 members here, and then we'll go to the channel. So let's say I'm gonna add a member here, this one who is in my team. Okay, let me just check it. Okay, Catherine is there. So I can just add, if I wanted to just add one, but if you wanted to add multiple, then you can just add the other one. So let's say other one would be James. It's a part of my team. So James Johansson is added. And let's say I wanted to add Michael Clark, or I have somebody else, I believe Stephen. Okay, I have Stephen Fleming, I can add. So I am adding all these 4 members to my team members to add 4, and let me click apply. So as of now, I have added 5 guys in my team, right? So all are members and one is the owner. Then I have created one channel which was saying sales team members. So now all these members should show automatically a part of the sales team members because I have created this sales team as a standard team. I can click on this one and I can check whether all the persons I have added in my team is showing up. So here you can see all the 5 persons are showing up here in this team because this is a standard team. As soon as someone gets added in the test team, that is our team which I created, it will show it up on the standard channels as well. Now, let me create a new channel that would be a private. So I'm gonna say everyone would be a member of sales, but I have a marketing team as well, right? And I'm gonna put as a private, and then it says for this private who would be the owner, because previous one was standard, that's why it took the same person who is added as a team, who is added as an owner in the test team, that is added as an owner. So here I'm gonna create a private team. That's why it is asking for a channel owner. So let's say I'm gonna add a channel owner, Stephen. Okay, Stephen is the channel owner, and I'm clicking apply. Now it will ask me to add the members as well, right? So I have added this marketing team as a private, right? So once you were creating this from the Microsoft Teams clients, on that particular pop-up, it will ask you to add the team members. But here I need to go it up here. So sales team members has all the guys. In the private team, in the marketing team, which is private, it will only show one guy, which I added, that is Stephen Fleming, and he is the owner, right? So now I wanted to add, let's say I have added 5 members in my test team. Now I wanted to add 2 persons here in the marketing team as well, because they are a part of marketing as also. Okay, so I need to add the members of this marketing team. So let me see. Stephen is already added. Let's say I'm gonna add James. And let's say Catherine also. Let me add her as a member of this particular marketing team. So I just clicked apply. Then these two members will be added in my marketing team, right? Now, if I go back here, you can see all these 5 members are here under the channels. Under the sales team members, it will show all the 5 members, right? Which I have added. Stephen, Damo, Michael, Catherine, James. And if I check this private team, that is private channel, actually, the marketing team. So here I will be able to see only 3 which I added. Now, maybe your next question would be, if we add a new member in the channel, would it get added in both marketing team as well as sales team or not? So if I add a new member, it will show it up to you in the sales team channel, but not in the marketing channel. I'll show it to you. So here it's having just 5 members. So let me add a new member in the test team. So we have added Catherine, James, Michael, Stephen. Let me check who is left. So we have Chris Evans. Let me just add Chris Evans to this team. Apply. So this is the 6th member I have added in this particular team. So now let me go to the channels and check the marketing team whether this Chris Evans is showing it up or not. So this Chris Evans is not showing it up here because this is my private team. That's why it is not showing up here. But if you create any, not the private team, I was saying it's a private channel. If I go to the sales team members, because this is a standard channel, I can click on this one. It should show that Chris Evans, which I have added. So here you can see Chris Evans is showing up here, right? So anyone who is a member of the particular team, it would get added automatically in the standard channel, right? Then we have next thing, that is shared one. So let me just give the name as shared channel also. Okay, I'm not gonna give any description. I can choose standard type as a shared. In the shared, it is asking for a channel owner. So let me add Chris Evans as the owner for this shared channel and let me click apply. Right? So after this, it will create this shared channel as well. So you remember we have created all these 3 channels earlier as well, whenever with the help of Microsoft Teams client, right? So here you can see standard channel, private channel, and a shared channel, right? So let me open this shared channel. And here you will be able to see whether anyone is added. So here you can see Chris Evans is added because he is the owner. Now I wanted to add a particular member in this shared channel. Let's say someone who is a part of my team. Let's say Stephen was a part of my team. Let me add Stephen Fleming. Let's say I'll add Catherine as well because she's a part of my team. So I can add this Catherine as well and apply. So these two are a part of my organization, right? But you can add members who are not a part of your organization also. You can invite them. So if I go here, I can add search for a member or an email. Let's say I'm gonna add this one, technicalventure02@gmail.com, right? So it says technicalventure02 because why is it showing it up here? Because it is already added earlier. So I'm not gonna use this one. Let's say I'm gonna use a different email ID. Let's say I'm gonna use Learn Cisco SIP, right? Because the Learn Cisco, I have added this technical venture. This is also a user in my admin. I have added this as a user earlier as well. The display name was technical venture, that's why. So let's say I'm gonna add this email. This is my another email, learnciscosip@gmail.com. So I can use this one. It says add learn Cisco SIP at gmail.com to the channel. I can click on this one. It says learn Cisco SIP and apply. It says we cannot add the members that were selected. Why? Because this member is not a part of the team. So let me go back to the team first. Let me add this one. It says search for a new members, or that person should be having access to, should be a guest access as well. Then you can add this, but that particular guy. And I can say here, if I add learn_cisco_sip at gmail.com, it can't say, it can't find. We can't find any team members to add, right? It's a part of a different organization, but that should be having a guest access. Only then it would be a part of the channels, right? And for the guest, you can see it up here. Under the user, manage users, the guest access is here. You can check all the things related to the guest, whether we have access to add the guest or not. What it says, guest access lets you control how guests collaborate with people in your organization. You can invite people outside of organization to have access of selected teams and allow them to join meetings and chat with your users. So this guest access option should be on here. You can see service default is on, so that your guest can join anything like meeting or a chat from your organization. And these all are the things which are like showing by default, but you can make the changes for the guest settings, right? For the messaging, you can go to the message setting policies. Another thing, you have this external access thing. In this external access, you can see what all are the things allowed for an external user. Let's say Teams and Skype for Business is an external organization. Whether you wanted to allow external domains your users have access to, or you wanted to block it. Allow all external domains, allow only specific, block only specific, block all external. That is a part of this external access, right? So here, let me go back to my teams, manage teams. Here you can see the test team, what I created. And then I created these 3 channels: marketing team, shared channel, sales team members. Sales team member, you can see standard. Marketing team, you can see the private, and shared channel, you can see the shared one. Next step, we have the settings option here. Under the settings, you can see these message permissions, right? For this particular team, right? Messaging permission, whether you want it, whether you can edit the sent messages or not, it is showing off. Oh, sorry, on. Delete sent message, it's showing on. That means whether you can you can delete the sent messages or not, you can edit the sent message. So everything, what it is showing it up is on or off, it would come by default. But you can change it. Like here it says guest permissions. Guests can add and edit channels, off. Guests can delete channels, off. That means if you have added anyone as a guest, that person cannot add any channel, that person cannot edit any channel, that person cannot delete the channels as well, right? So these all are the settings for the teams. Now, next thing would be what I was doing in the shared channel. I wanted to add a member of, I can say, a different organization. As of now, what it says, I have just added Chris Evans, Catherine Stain, and Stephen Fleming, right? So now I'm gonna add a guest user for this particular team because this is a shared channel. So let's say I was doing this one, learn Cisco SIP at gmail.com, let's say, right? So I have clicked on this one earlier, add learn Cisco SIP at gmail.com to the channel, and then it will say we cannot add like that. That is what it did. So let me click on this one, add learn Cisco SIP. Once I click on apply, it will say we cannot add the members that were selected. So why it is saying we cannot add the members in this particular channel? Because we have not added this particular person's email ID, this particular user, as a guest user in our environment. So for this one, I need to go to this one, let's say admin.microsoft here, admin.microsoft.com, and I need to add that particular guest user in this account. So let's say going to the users, here you can see the guest users. I can click on this one and I can add a guest user here. So in this guest user, I need to invite the particular email ID, right? So let me do that right now. Okay, so it says select template, create user, invite user. So create a new user. If then you can click on this create user, right? And invite user, it says invite a new guest user to collaborate with your organization. So let me click on invite user. Then it says name of the user. Let's say I'm going to use the same name, this Chris Green. Email address, I can use the same which I was doing, learnciscosip@gmail.com, right? First name, I can give this one Chris Green. Okay. Then if you want to add any personal message, okay, this is my new channel, I'm gonna get, that's why I'm adding you as a guest. That's all if you want to add a personal message. Groups and roles, settings, if you wanted a block sign in, user location, if you want to add these things, then you can. Otherwise, we can directly click invite. Now it says inviting user Chris Green, right? So it's gonna send a new invite to the particular user, or I can say to the particular email ID which I have added. That was which ID? It was showing Learn Cisco SIP email ID, right? So by going to this guest user, we can see whether that particular user is created. Let me click refresh. It says Chris Green is added, learnciscosip@gmail.com, right? This is the email address. Now I can go back to this one and I can say add learn ciscosip@gmail.com. So now I just added the email address learnciscosip@gmail.com, and then it says Chris Green. That is what I added, and now let me click apply. It again says we cannot add the members that were selected by, because in the user which I added, I did not accepted the invite as of now. So let me log in on this one, learnciscosip@gmail.com, and let me check that invite whether I received it or not, and then I can try to add this particular user again. Okay, so let me just go back to my cell phone, and then I can just check this email ID, or I can just access this email ID, and then I'll just add it. So I have just added this Learn Cisco SIP, and I have accepted the invitation which came on this particular email, and let me just enter it again, and then I try to add it. learnciscosip@gmail.com. Click on this one and apply. Now again it says we can't add the members that were selected, so let me go back to this one and check. Let me just refresh it. Oh, I forgot to add that particular as a member of this channel. So let me go and add the member first. This one, Chris Green, apply. So this Chris Green, learnciscosip@gmail.com, it is showing as a guest now. Let me go back to channels and share channel, and I can add the member, and let me search it now. So learn Cisco SIP Gmail, Chris Green, it is coming up here, and let me click apply. It still says we cannot add the members that were selected. So I just checked, we cannot add a guest user in a shared channel actually. If we need to add, we need to have Azure B2B Connect to be configured first, then we can add this particular team member, or I can say the guest user in this particular shared channel. But again, next thing, if you want to add guest user in any of the channel, like let's say sales team or a marketing team, then still you can add those particular guys in this team. So let's say I'm gonna add it in marketing team, that is a private team, because I have already added that particular guest user in the team. So I can go to add and I can say Chris Green. He was learn Cisco SIP at Gmail, and I can click on apply. So this should be carried. Yes. Now it says we added the selected member to a channel, right? So we can add a guest user in the private channel, but we cannot add the guest user in the shared channel until unless we have Azure AD B2B Connect, right? So in the sales team member, you would be able to see the guest user as well, because that guest user is a part of your team. That's why it is showing it up here, Chris Green as well. So this is what is all about the team, how we can add the team, how we can add the channels, private channels, standard channel, shared channel with the help of Microsoft Teams Admin Center, right? So in the next upcoming lecture, I'm going to discuss how we can create these teams, how we can create the channels with the help of Microsoft PowerShell. Okay, so I hope you really like this video. So if you really like it, then please hit like and let me know in the comment section if you have any doubts or any queries, and please press the bell icon so that you would be able to see all the notifications of my upcoming videos. Thank you.